right, welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Here to talk about everything in terms of the world of professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside of the ring, backstage curtain drama, and rumors. We also talk about, WWE, AEW, TNA. We talk about all the wrestlers. We talk about, inactive statuses, injury updates, contract negotiations, extensions, and signings. If it makes major news, if it makes major news headlines in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast on the GSMC Sports Network, Monday through Friday. So make sure you guys check us out. Just going to reflect on what we talked about right quick. We had our WWE Smackdown talk. We also talked about, TNA and Ring of Honor. We also spoke about the Judgment Day, breaking up possible storylines for, each member if they decide to break up. Most importantly, what would it look like? What would it look like for all these, for these guys to be on their own? Like it would, I don't know. I don't think it would only be good for probably one person, Finn Balor. So it's like one of those things where I feel like, at this point, I guess you got to keep them together. But at the same time, keeping something together, could be bad. If you're trying to make it work, I get it. But if you try to push it too much and it just seems like it's forced and it just, loses its authenticity. And I'm like, nah, I'm over it. I'm over it. So I don't know. I feel like Judgment Day is, coming close to that call. All right, now we're going to talk about WWE SmackDown and Monday Night Raw going to 3 hours. It's been confirmed via sources. I definitely like it. SmackDown has always kind of been a 2 hour show, so it's going to be interesting. Obviously SmackDown's going to fill in that void that the USA Network needed. They used to have Monday Night Raw, but ever since Raw was, basically bought out to Netflix, a lot of potential viewers. I would definitely love to see SmackDown move to 3 hours. I think that'd be great. I feel like you have a lot of talent, kind of like what my man Curvin Abreu is talking about right now in the chat as well, where he's talking about where is Shinsuke Nakamura, Giovanni Vinci, Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin. They see the same people over and over again. Of course, talking about Carmelo Hayes and Andrade fighting each other in 7 matches, 7 rounds. Like, we're not used to seeing that in WWE, kind of seeing the same thing, with, I don't know, just, I can see where that point is being made. But a show movie to 3 hours could definitely help build storylines, give the, WWE a little bit more time to maybe promote names like Shinsuke Nakamura, names, of course, like Giovanni Vinci, who's had, a horrific debut. Apollo Crews. I love Apollo Crews. I feel like he'd be an amazing United States champion, but basically based on his reputation and everything that's been that's happened, because he came pretty damn close. He was pretty damn close. I think at one point he was a United States champion. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Got to fact check that one. But then he turned heel. Then he was this like Nigerian prince doing this, doing a fake accent. And it was just like, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know, but Baron Corbin, I would love to see Baron Corbin kind of get into that, kind of that bigger spot because before Baron Corbin, won the Money in the Bank, he was being pushed immensely. And then, sources say that he had some disagreements with, WWE creative and Vince McMahon and higher ups. And then after that, they buried him, made him lose his Money in the Bank briefcase, cash into like probably one of the most embarrassing moments of his career and WWE Money in the Bank. So, definitely think he has a promising future. I would, with WWE SmackDown turning to 3 hours, I feel like that could be good for Legado del Fantasma as well. Santos Escobar, I feel like could be, he could be bigger than what WWE is portraying him right now. And also, look at Montez Ford and the Street Profits. The Street Profits right now, it would make sense if they kept them in the tag team division winning championships here and there. They haven't won a championship, I believe, in like 2 years. And Montez Ford kind of looks like, and no disrespect to D'Angelo Dawkins because I love D'Angelo. I feel like he's an athlete in it himself. But Montez Ford is just so over right now. And you see him inside the ring. This guy's a machine. This guy's a monster, man. This guy could definitely hold up a brand. I'm talking WWE championship status. definitely feel that. It would be interesting to kind of see if WWE decides to push his singles career, as opposed to breaking up the New Day or breaking up Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I don't know. It needs, at the end of the day, kind of needs to make sense. Apollo Crews won the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 37. Thank you, Kervin. Definitely appreciate you. You think the Final Testament? Oh, that's another one as well. The Final Testament, Legado del Fantasma, the American are ice cold and do not have momentum. And it's true. And I was talking about this on the podcast. I believe I think it was, damn it, when I was reviewing Monday Night Raw. I think it was Tuesday. How Chad Gable, when he started his singles wrestling push, I thought he was going to be like kind of like a Kurt Angle. I kind of thought he was going to follow in the footsteps of Kurt Angle, maybe win the Intercontinental Championship match against Sammy. That would have been pretty badass. And then you had his fight with the Alpha Academy, and then immediately people were starting to think it was like, all right, maybe he's going to move on, or maybe even include with this with the stable with Tozawa, Otis, and Maxime Dupree, maybe bring in the Creed brothers. And we were expecting Gable to team up with the Creed brothers for probably like a month or 2 months in. We never really got that. All we saw was Chad Gable go heel, disrespect and step on Alpha Academy, and then bam, the Wyatt Six debut, and then they completely, they killed, they essentially killed Chad Gable. Like they killed that momentum, and then Chad Gable, teamed up with American Made, and everybody was like, yes, and Ivy Nile, and all the fans were so happy. I was happy. I was like, all right, cool, it's gonna be badass. It's gonna be good for Chad Gable. And then the Wyatt Six kind of, killed their push, because you kind of had these two factions going at it. Which one's gonna get the push? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna look, who's gonna look like they have a future in WWE? Obviously, WWE has invested so much time in promoting this Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy thing, which is great, and it could be great. But a lot of sources, a lot of wrestling news media feels like that the Wyatt Six are ultimately kind of underperforming. It seems like it was overhyped, quite a bit. Legado del Fantasma, I definitely want to see them do better. The Final Testament is another one that you saw on Monday Night Raw. During the Miz talking with Karrion Kross, you saw the Wyatt Six emblem. I want to see the Miz, seek out help against the Wyatt Six with the Final Testament. Seems like that storyline would make the most sense because I would hate to see a talented superstar like Karrion Kross. I would hate to see I dig AOP. I ultimately thought once when AOP went back to NXT to challenge Axiom and Nathan Frazier for the NXT tag team titles, I felt like they were going to win. I felt like the Final Testament would have found a home in NXT. But recently in an interview, and I actually covered it yesterday, Karrion Kross claimed that he will not go back to NXT. He will not. He's a two-time NXT champion, and he's not going to go back down to NXT. Not like it's not like for bad reasons. He doesn't want to go down there because he doesn't want to take any opportunities away from all these young rising stars. He ultimately feels like it's for them. So that's in terms of the Final Testament. That's such a promising start. Such a promising start. But then at the same time, like I said, then you saw the Wyatt Six kind of roll in, and now you have two, screwed up, manipulative, sick, sadistic, dark, ominous WWE two factions on the same show. Like, at this point, it's like why? But overall, I definitely agree with your take. I feel like, they have no momentum whatsoever. Obviously, with the World Tag Team titles around the waist of McDonough and Finn Balor, obviously that doesn't help at all. It would be awesome to kind of see American Made defeat the Judgment Day for those titles, and just, this tag team division needs to be bigger. You know what I mean? It needs to be better. It needs to be better. I don't know. It's definitely crazy. A lot of talent. Once talking about each show going to 3 hours, seeming like it's going to solve a lot of these problems, and hopefully they do. Hopefully they do, because there's a lot of unrepresented talent in the heavyweight, in the tag team, in the women's division. It just needs to be, the love needs to spread out a little bit more. And as of right now, kind of alluding to your point that it seems like the same people over and over again seem to be, on the main stage, seem to be the focus of what WWE, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe this 3 hour show would mean that there's a lot of people who could possibly become breakout stars, like Carmelo Hayes, maybe like Santos Escobar on SmackDown and on Raw. Maybe have Chad Gable finally get a push as the leader of the American Made, maybe go after their Intercontinental Championship once again. But ultimately, I feel like this is good. I feel like this is good. I really feel like there could be, no negative aspects in terms of this. I know that WWE live events are going to be cut down by well more than half. So, a lot of these superstars are going to give it all they have on the main show, kind of making Raw and SmackDown, bigger, better, and, stronger than ever. So, definitely love that WWE is doing this. It's about time. Obviously, for a lot of reasons, financial reasons, like advertising revenue, it's great, but all in all, I feel like it's going to be great. It has to be great. At this point, it really does. So, definitely looking forward to seeing what a 3 hour WWE SmackDown show looks like. All right, guys. So, hey, do not go anywhere. We're going to talk about my fifth and final segment. We're going to talk about some of the hottest news, all the breaking news in terms of the professional wrestling world with my wrestling news roundup. So, hey, do not go anywhere.